Shalom, shalom, shalom. Uh, Welcome, brothers, sisters out there, whomever. Uh, we just trying to have a round table discussion. You know what I'm saying? And trying to get an understanding of what's going on and see if we could chop it up and get some clarity about this word, have a respectful dialogue, and keep it respectful. You know what I'm saying? As far as that matter, goes with that. And basically, I yes, something like a fellowship. I don't know. You know what I'm saying?
What's
What's
up?
up? Uh,
Hey, what's cracking?
I'm trying to see what's up. If they gonna come on. I told them I sent them the link. Skill say he coming on, and we just waiting for the other three. You know what I'm saying? I'm go ahead and chop it up and just see what we can get. You know what I'm saying? As far as that go, that's
Oh yeah, I tried
so
to join earlier. I couldn't get in.
oh yeah,
Yeah, I couldn't get in. I had to reboot my phone and get back in. Yeah, it wouldn't let me join the first time.
right. What's up? What's up? What's up?
Well,
Greetings,
shalom,
greetings.
Yeah,
shalom,
That is,
we
shalom.
waiting for the rest of the mob.
what you
See what's
say?
gonna go down. See if we can chop it up.
Yeah, waiting on my brothers. Waiting on them to get straight. All of them really had to download Hangouts. I don't know. Uh,
Yeah, I
yeah.
see you got a channel yourself.
Or what?
You got a YouTube channel yourself.
Yeah, I do.
Oh, okay. How long
Uh-huh.
you been doing this?
Well, I've been doing videos since 2016.
Oh, okay.
I've been having my
Okay.
YouTube for about a year now, maybe a year, 2 years. But I've been doing
Oh, that's
everything on
good.
Facebook.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. Straight up. Hey, when was the last time that you did a video with Sakari number again?
You don't want to talk no more.
They don't want to
Hey,
talk to.
prophecy. Hey, like I tell y'all, man, see, prophecy is above knowledge and wisdom, bro. We can talk knowledge and wisdom all day. See, this book is a prophecy that's gonna be fulfilled. I don't care how wise you is or what go down, this prophecy gonna be fulfilled. So this book let you know that everybody was gonna be hiding from God. God was gonna be walking the earth. Everybody was gonna be hiding
Yeah.
from the majesty of God. Because, like
So
we talked
good.
about earlier, God was gonna reveal all liars. If you lying right now, God, your things are detestables. You
Yeah.
know. But my brother just messaged and say he ready. Let me send him a message. He messaged me on
Okay.
Facebook. I told him you had sent the email you sent the link to the email.
Yeah.
Yeah, but let me send him a message. I don't know if I'm gonna click off or not.
Okay.
Yeah. Hey, you hear me?
Yeah, I'm still
Yeah.
here.
Okay.
Okay. It's Tavern Townsend now. That's your
What you
people.
say?
Tavern Townsend. That's your people.
All right. Tell Prince Judah. That's my
Oh,
brother.
okay. Right.
Tell you can go ahead on and talk. I'm texting Walking Will to get them on.
Okay.
But y'all go ahead on and chop it up.
All right, shalom, shalom.
He muted now.
Oh, he must be not. He must not. I don't know if he talking then.
Yeah, he got his mute
Cause
on.
he
He
told me he
mute.
was. He told me he was working. That's why I sent you Walking and Will email. You know,
Okay,
I
I
know.
got them. Those are the
Tell
ones I
told me he was
sent the link
working.
to.
He got his mute on.
Yeah.
Check it out. Even.
Let me do a quick audio check. Can everybody hear me just fine?
Yup.
Yeah. Yeah. How you doing?
I'm doing well. I go by
Okay.
Prince Judah.
What's up? What's up?
And
My name
Shalom.
Weeda.
Shalom. Columbus Hebrew.
I'm still here, y'all. I know.
Okay. We just waiting on one more. You know what I'm
I
What?
think I
saying?
think my, I think my brother Walker in the building also.
Shalom,
Yeah, he
shalom.
there.
Hey, shalom, bro.
All right.
Shalom.
So now we just waiting on Will. But y'all, these some brothers I was talking to today. We did a video. I shared it in the group we had, and I just told them, man, I had some other brothers who also, in the spirit of truth and not more indoctrinated in the pen. I also told them about the day of Pentecostal. I told them about, if you not, I just really I'm trying to understand, make them understand God is their voice, what the book clarifies. And we are the holy angels that's bringing his message and his bread from heaven to reveal his truth. So that's really what the dialogue gonna be mostly about. And if the brothers, I know they got a lot of questions, y'all. We talked for 2 hours, didn't we?
Yeah, I watched the video.
Yeah. So I'm gonna kind of let y'all have the flow, man. We could talk. We can introduce ourselves again if y'all would like. Will say he's still trying to get hangout, so I don't know. Will as he come on, he'll chime in. But where y'all want to start back out? Start back out at, man.
That's on y'all. It's all good either way.
Man, all the questions y'all had.
Okay. Yeah, I have a question. I mean, what is our whole duty?
What is our whole duty?
Yes, according to the scriptures.
To govern ourselves, and the whole duty of man is to keep the commandments of God. But the commandments of God is to govern your mind, body, and soul. So to do everything in a righteous way. That's our duty. We was made like angels.
So,
Everybody
so,
want to say they angelical beings. That's what we are. So angels follow commands. Like
so,
angels don't break commands.
so, when the Most High said our whole duty of man was to keep the commandments, it was something extra with that.
like
I mean,
I spoke earlier.
that's out of his mouth.
You keep saying what the Most High said.
Yes,
Yeah,
The Most
that's
High
the
was going to
creator.
speak when? In the last days. This
I
is
didn't hear.
like I told you earlier, the book is not the Most High speaking.
It's not the Most High speaking.
No, the book is not the Most High speaking.
Wow.
That's why in Revelation it say,
Anybody
bless
else
those.
believe that? Anybody else on your panel? They all believe the same thing. You believe?
Action.
Well, I think it's best for us to take turns. Now, basically, when you study scripture, there's what is called the Ruach HaKodesh. And the
Okay.
Ruach HaKodesh is the perfect word that we are gifted with. Now, not everyone in Israel is gifted with this. In particular, it's only going to be the Jews and your high priests. And so we do possess the mind of God, and we have portaled down here in the flesh. And when we, take our mastery to that level and begin to see the manifestation of the principles of nature, and we begin to see the creation of God, we begin to understand his mind, and he begins to show us things. So to get the best examples of the Ruach HaKodesh, you would need to read the book of Isaiah or the book of Jeremiah, because these were our two lords that pretty much formed the foundation of all these scriptures we have today. So yes, when we say it's the word of God, it is words coming from a man, but you have to understand that we possess the mind of God. See, our body is fleshly, but our mind, it doesn't really exist in the flesh, not unless we do trap ourselves in this fleshly mindset in this world. You know, then that's the struggle we've been wrestling with all these years. They've been slowly but surely removing our mindset away from the deep thought, the infinite thought that we do possess, which comes from God.
W. Jones, you feel the same way?
What'd you say?
I was asking your other brother, you feel it? Y'all all study like that?
Well, yeah, we all believe in the spirit of truth. We all believe to worship God in spirit and in truth. That's why I bless those who hear what the Spirit says. See, that's a blessing for those. Like everybody don't have the ears to hear the Spirit. But anybody can read this book and say this is what a book says. But only the person who God has chose gonna be able to hear and see his spirit. Because God is invisible. The book let us know God is invisible. You never seen God outside the flesh, which is why the law came from one man, Moses, and it comes from the Levites, the holy angels. So when we speak of these things, everybody want to look at this book and take it as the word of God, but nobody wants to listen to the spirit of God, which is the living God that's among us.
But that's why I asked you earlier. I asked you, Sam, if God is Alpha and Omega, then Yah still exists. So how can you say he's not the living God when he say he's Alpha and Omega? He's all knowing. He's all around.
I never said he wasn't a living God. I say he is the living God. But when you say
Okay.
his words are in this book, you are saying he's a dead God. Because if he's a living God, then he gonna speak. See, if you
Well,
want to say God words of this book, which my brother gave you a great explanation of really what he was really we should understand, which is we possess the mind of God. So why would we get a book? He's a living God, so he's gonna deal with a living people. So God is among us always. But we want to say he's in a book and we want to test God with a book, which is why this is the day of Pentecostal. Again,
yeah,
the pen that's costing people.
Wow.
but God's words is spiritual, right?
Say it again.
God's word is spiritual. God's word is the spiritual, right?
True.
Because God said, right?
All of
Yeah, it's spiritual. Yeah, it's
everything.
spiritual.
Exodus
But
31.
spiritual is how it's
Let me
written.
do this, right? Exodus 31.
You say Exodus 31?
Yeah, I'm gonna read this, right? Well, not really this one, but I'll go to the Deuteronomy, right? Uh, Deuteronomy 30 and 19 and 20. It says, I call heaven and earth to record this day against you that I have set before you life and death, blessing and cursing. Therefore choose life that both thou and thy seed may live, that thou mayest love the Most High thy power, and that thou mayest obey his voice, and that thou mayest cleave unto him, for he is thy life and the length of thy days, that thou mayest dwell in the land which the Most High swear unto thy fathers, to Abraham, to Isaac, and to Jacob, to give them, right? So
Now,
he said, in order way for you to live is to keep the commandments, right?
let me hop in.
No,
I talk
let me
about
let
this
me
all the time.
let me just finish answering my question. I want him to respond to my question. So is God's word is God commandments is in the word, right?
But he
Do you
said
keep it?
voice. Key word, he said voice. The key word,
Right.
everything you just read, he said voice. He said
Okay, well,
hearken to his voice.
and the voices is in His word, right?
The voice is in his word, or the voice is
Yeah,
his word?
the voice is His word. I mean,
The
He's
voice
telling you
is his
through the
word. The
word.
person that has the spirit has the voice of God, which is God's word. The
And got
living man, always. The living
what
man.
what did Isaiah chapter 40 verse 8 state? Let,
Oh,
let's see what like you mentioned Isaiah at the beginning, right? So in your book, Isaiah is like he's a he's a he's significant over a lot of other prophets, right? According to what you said earlier. So
Well,
we gonna we
you
gonna
talking to my
we
brother.
oh yeah, what's your name, bro?
I go by Prince Judah, but before we hop over to Isaiah, I still would like to bring some edification to the brother that read Deuteronomy chapter 30, verse 19.
go ahead.
So the first thing we got to understand is that we are in Egypt. What is Egypt? Egypt is a barren land. Egypt is a desert. Egypt is a state of hell. So when you read this book, it's never meant to be taken literally. It has a vision. It has a idea that all of these words paint. So unfortunately, we've been duped into believing that this Egyptian thing was something of the past, when in fact it's what's going on today. Now, when it says that he puts forth a blessing and a curse, it is because at this present moment, God has been weeding out these thorns, these people who lust after the flesh, people who do not want to be holy. I talk about this all the time. So there are plagues that have come upon our people. That could be the police force, that could be us being locked up in prison, that could be disease, all kinds of stuff. All of that is covered in Deuteronomy. So if we go back to Deuteronomy, say chapter 14, one of the reasons our life is ruled by money is because people who choose to worship money were promised that they would have money. But that promise was a part of the curse. So let's go over to Deuteronomy chapter 14 and look at
Do,
verse 24. We'll
You
start
talking
there at
about
verse 24.
do,
verse
do,
24?
do everybody believe in the so-called New Testament, or where are y'all on that? I'm not.
No,
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 we all covenant keepers here, man. We rocking
no,
12,
yeah,
12
no.
style.
Okay, okay. So you're saying nothing in the New Testament is true?
I'm saying
No, it's
nothing.
not modern
No,
day.
nothing came out of the mouth of the Most High.
Okay,
No,
what if the New Testament is in the Old Testament? Can we get
You
to
can't
that?
you can't prove that. That's all that was plagiarism. You understand?
You
It's
say I
not.
can't prove it?
No, I'm saying
you
that
can't prove it.
the Tanakh was here first, so anybody can plagiarize and put things there. But it has the Most High left. He left a tool for us to test everything that we read, and it's called the law. So everything that you bring forth, if you can't prove it according to the words of the Most High's law, that would make it false. Thus saith the Most High. Now I
Okay.
haven't. And if you could change that, then we really don't even have anything to talk about.
Well, that's what I'm see. That's what I'm getting, because I keep hearing everybody ask about laws, so I'm trying to see where we are with the laws. How y'all doing,
Okay.
brother? My name is Will.
How
Um,
you doing?
how
How
you
you
doing?
doing?
Peace to you guys. I just don't know if y'all understand what I mean. I'm trying to see if y'all know what the book, because we talk about the books, how the books are put together. Do y'all know that the so-called Old Testament the New Testament is the Old Testament?
No, I never seen
No,
anything of such nature.
You
No.
no,
you never heard of that either?
Well, see,
no.
well, I know for a fact that's not the case because the New Testament originated from the Codex Sinaiticus, and that only contained Matthew, I mean, Mark chapter 1 through Mark chapter 16, verse 8. And none of this stuff that y'all reading today was even written before the first century. So
Uh,
it's like you got text in your New Testament that wasn't added until after the 10th century. So
All right, brother.
when you
Let,
read
I'm
something,
sorry,
and,
Tim. I'm Prince Judah.
yeah,
I'm gonna
yeah,
let you go.
uh,
let him finish. Let him finish
yeah,
talking,
yeah,
man.
yeah, yeah. Because I sit up here and listen to you. You know, what I mean, show that same respect, please, bro. So it's like this. The Most High gave you a guideline how to learn doctrine. He told you that in Isaiah 28, verse 13, and on down. He tells you everything must be according to the precept, which is law. And if you don't line things up with the law, then it's not true. So if you could please show me everything that you claiming to be fact, or this New Testament stuff you saying that's found in the mouth of our prophets, and it lines up with the law, then I would have to go. I have to join what you're talking about. But until then, if you add all these ad hominems and your thoughts and your
Mm-mm, mm-mm, mm-mm.
no, I'm not attacking you. I'm just saying if you
Right.
add your own words to the Most High's words, then really it's really nothing to talk about, because the fear of the Most High is not there, and it's just trying to prove your doctrine.
I'm with you. I just wanted to know where you guys stayed with. Go ahead, Prince Judah. Continue talking. I didn't mean to cut you off, sir.
well, I was basically trying to explain that what you guys were discussing just then. You're wasting a lot of time because
Right.
Scripture is about prophecy, and it really has nothing to do with, well, is this document authentic or is this document authentic? That's what scholars do. You know what? You know why they can't figure out the truth?
Right.
It's because the truth is in the mind and it's through experience. So
You said the truth was the
I'm
law.
telling you, but see, you don't understand the law. The law is in the mouth of
You
the
you
ones
can't,
that
yeah,
God sent.
now for you to make a statement that I don't understand the law, that would mean you will know my scholarship. So what is my scholarship?
Well, if I made a false statement just now, then explain what the law is. If you have that understanding, brother, what is the
The
law?
law, the law
Yes.
is the words that proceeds forth out of the Most High's mouth that He gave to Moses. Okay, the first 5 books called Torah, the Most High's word. I was trying to get to Isaiah 40 verse 8 before, when everybody say things change, and you said, notice it said was there and all that. Isaiah 40 verse 8. I'm gonna read it to you. This is that prophet that is you mentioned earlier, so you might like to hear what he had to say about the Most High's word. Okay, Isaiah chapter 40 verse 8. It reads, "The grass withereth, the flower fadeth, but the word of our God shall stand forever." So the Most High don't change. That's why He tells you all the time to go back to the old path, the good way, the old path.
Well,
The Most High,
brother, no.
and that proves, and
Brother,
that proves,
oh,
and
and
that
you still
proves,
did.
and that proves
Listen,
you trying to tell me everything we read is not literal. I mean,
that's
how's
that's
that
that's not what
possible?
I said.
I mean, that's what
See,
somebody said
you
earlier.
That's what he mentioned earlier.
you keep jumping around. I'm trying to
I'm
bring this
not
to a
jumping
focus.
around. I mean, okay, I'll be quiet, and when I can speak, I'll speak. Go ahead. I'm
Okay,
good.
good. Now I'm gonna show you
Now, who
something else.
somebody said it wasn't literal.
Let- See, I never said that. See, this is why I like to bring the conversation to a focus, because we are going to have clarity here. Let's go to Malachi. I'm going to show you something. So since you don't like the New Testament, that's fine. I know everything to show you in the Old Testament. Let's go to Malachi chapter 2. Let's start at verse 6. Now I'm going to let you read this, and I want you to teach us.
Malachi 2 verse 6, right?
Yeah, read verses 6 and verse 7.
Okay. It says, "The law of truth was in his mouth, and iniquity was not found in his lips. He walked with me in peace and in equity, and did not turn many away from iniquity. For the priest's lips should keep knowledge, and they should seek the law at his mouth, for he is the messenger of the Most High of hosts. Yes. Okay.
Now, perfect. Now, that's not talking about Moses, but Moses was an example of that.
Who said
All
that was
right, so
talking about Moses?
well, everyone heard what you said. Now, you said the
I know,
law
no,
was the
I
law of
didn't say
Moses.
this. I didn't say this was talking about Moses. The Most High, this scripture right here, the whole chapter is telling you how what a priest should be like according to the Most High. And if you're not speaking law, you're not a priest to Him. So I don't know
Okay.
what kind of understanding other than that you can get out of this chapter right here. Other than that,
Okay. I want to add one thing,
hold
bro.
on. No. I got to say one more thing before you hop in, Yaju. So maybe I'm mistaken here because I could have sworn you stated that the law was what Moses taught, but maybe you didn't mean just Moses. So
I
now we're
said
coming to
Moses taught. I said all the prophets of the Most High spoke taught law.
All of them taught the Torah is what you saying?
Yes, all his holy prophets.
Taught the Torah.
Yes.
Jeremiah didn't teach the Torah.
Don't you do it. No,
Hold on. Jeremiah was a priest, or was he not a priest?
He was a holy prophet.
Was Jeremiah a priest? Yes or no?
He was a holy prophet.
Absolutely.
He was a high priest.
I said was Jeremiah a priest?
Priests are holy prophets.
Oh, no, I'm saying, did the Most High call him a priest?
He called him a holy prophet. He appointed Jeremiah as a prophet.
So he did. So nowhere in
Jeremiah chapter 1, the Most High appointed Jeremiah as a prophet.
That ain't what I said. Was he from the priestly line? Yes or no?
Yeah, he was from the Levitical priest.
Okay, why couldn't you just say that? No, so aren't priests? Don't they teach the Most High's law? Yes or no?
Yeah, but the law that comes from
so
the Most High.
What's the problem, man? What's the problem? I don't understand that.
Come on, man.
He sent Jeremiah to tell
Jeremiah
warn
did not teach the
Judah.
Torah. Jeremiah did not teach
He didn't teach the Torah. What is he talking about?
Jeremiah did not teach the written Torah. He taught the spiritual law that comes from God. The spiritual law.
Hold on.
I'm good, man.
No, look, what?
I'm good, man. Go ahead. I'm going on mute, bro.
Right. Say,
yeah.
Do you know the law?
Do I know the law?
Yeah.
Yeah, I fulfill the law. See, I don't follow the law. I fulfill the law. If you follow the law,
we talking about. There's a difference from fulfilling a prophecy when you talking about from prophecy to a law. Now we're trying to understand where's the law found. Where's the law found?
You talking about the 600 laws?
To a perfect
okay,
scripture.
yeah, I'm talking about all over 600 now.
Hold on, Jew. You saying the 600?
Where's the law found?
You saying the 600?
Hold on. I'm asking a question. Where's the law found?
I'm trying to ask you. Hold on, wait a minute.
You're not asking me nothing. I'm asking you.
Right.
Where's the law found?
I'm trying to ask you. You talking about the 600 laws?
Answer his
I'm
question.
talking about Torah.
The lips.
That's what
The
I'm
law
saying.
is found in the priest's lips. The Levi lips. That's where the law is found. Hit the voice of God. That's
Okay,
what the law. He just had you read it. Did you just read it? He said,
"Hold on, man. Come on, dude. Calm down, dude. Calm down."
No, I speak with passion, brother. This is how I talk.
But see, the thing is, we got to have self-discipline, brother. We got to have self-discipline. You see what I'm saying? Now,
We listening to you. I'm trying to get it down.
Where's the law found?
Which law? What law? That's what I'm trying. The 600 laws?
We talking about the laws that the Most High gave to Moses.
The 10 Commandments or the rest of them? The 612?
All of them.
Okay, well, look. Well, see, we're going to get out of this right quick because I love my brothers and I don't.
We're not going to get out of this.
Hold on, wait a minute. I don't mean get out of it. I don't mean get out of it mean like stop the conversation. I mean get out of the idea that we don't know that most of those laws are just to govern Israel. We know that, right?
Okay, but so the thing is,
hold on, wait a minute. Do we know that, correct?
Hold on, brother. I'm
with you.
We talking, right?
Yeah, I'm listening.
Now
Yeah, I'm
we're
listening to you.
supposed to respect each other. Let me finish talking and stop cutting me off.
Oh, I
Come
didn't know
on,
you was
man.
finished answering me. I'm sorry. I apologize.
Okay, we have to be considerate. So the thing is, I'm asking you: did the Most High give Moses the law to teach to Israel?
You want me to
Yes
answer?
or no?
I mean, that's a question.
Yeah, that's a question. I'm done.
Well, the Bible tells you the book of books that we read say he gave Moses 10 laws. And then then Moses and 70 elders went up and came back down with 612.
Okay, but I'm still talking about the law, regardless.
That's what I'm trying to get to a clarification of what laws are you speaking of?
I'm talking about the laws that the Most High gave to Moses to teach to Israel.
Well, see,
Okay.
man, this is what I want to say. If
Because
you knew,
that's all we own is the law. So I'm trying to get the law prepared on the laws. Then we can move past that.
the scripture he read in Malachi clarified that the priest's lips is where the law is found.
Correct.
But we are going to a book to get this law. Let me finish. Now, if we want to read 2 Maccabees, the same mountain that Moses went up on, Jeremiah went up on.
Correct.
So if Jeremiah taught anything, then Jeremiah's law also stands just as Moses' law. But also Jeremiah says in this book, the Father never commanded us about burnt offerings and sacrifices.
Correct.
Jeremiah has these things in his book.
That's what you want to be correct.
But no, let me finish.
No, that's what the book says.
No, that's a lie. Because the book, we got laws that concern.
Can I finish? Like, you just tell me about these.
You let your brother co-sign for you, and you ain't say nothing about him interrupting you.
No, brother, I'm not. I'm just trying to make a point. I mean, but if you want a clarification, I can go to the scripture. We just in Jeremiah.
It's in Jeremiah 7:22. He said, "The Father never commanded us about burnt offerings and sacrifices." But why did Jeremiah say this? Because he also went up on this mountain. He also was a Levitical priest. So Moses wasn't the only person that gave a law.
Hey, can I speak?
Moses was the first one to receive the law, wasn't he?
Can I speak?
I'm trying to ask what law, guys. Y'all keep saying law.
Oh, no, hold on. Let me say this, G. It ain't about what law. We're talking about law, period. The law was given
the law is the Most High's
Israel. So you want to go back and talking about whether it's the 10 law or the 600 law, whatever. The law that was given to Moses was to teach Israel the commandment.
Correct.
So ain't no which laws, it's the laws, period.
Okay, well, that's what the reason I'm asking that is because we state Moses when we come to a level of understanding. But was there not a law before Moses?
Yes, it was.
Okay, hold on. It's not written down though.
How you know?
I'm saying we don't read it.
Well, we know it's there. But
what I mean is, Torah is not that law that Moses, law before Moses. We say that's Moses' law.
No, the Most High's law. The Most High is the lawgiver.
No, you said Most High. You said
Isaiah 33 verse 22.
I know the scripture, brother. What I'm saying is we saying that Moses gave the law to Israel. What I'm saying is, if we say it like that, what Yaju is trying to say, and what I think Prince Judah was saying about sticking to the laws, is that we got to understand that law is just an interpretation for that time of Moses in Israel. With Israel.
Moses was a rejected prophet.
Exactly. So that's what I'm trying to get them to see. Like they saying the law of Moses as if everything Moses read and everything Moses said, it was just followed to a T. They didn't know what Moses was talking about in the Bible. It says that.
The Most High said there haven't been a prophet in Israel raised up like in Israel like unto Moses, who the Most High loved face to face. Now, are you calling the Most High a lie? You talking about?
I did not say that. What I'm saying.
Okay. So now
I said Moses.
Hold on. I'm gonna speak for a minute. I've been listening for a long time. Now, when you sit up in here and you go to Jeremiah chapter 7, and you try to say that about the sacrificial law right there, what you don't. Okay, is you gonna interrupt or let me talk, bro?
I'm letting you talk. Go ahead.
No, you keep on with this ad hominems. I mean, let me speak, please. Well, Jeremiah 7 was referring to Psalms 51. The Most High never made sacrifice a commandment. He gave you ordinance to sacrifices. He said, if you bring a free will offering, it's an if to that. Because what you don't understand is if sacrifice was a commandment, that means we are in debt to sin for the rest of our life. And we can never turn to the Most High to do what's right. So why would we have a law if we can never ever keep it? So I'm still talking. Sacrifice was never a commandment. You can't. The Most High said, "Sacrifices and burnt offerings I despise." He said, "Build up thy walls of Jerusalem, then I will be pleased with the fat of rams and bulls." That's Psalms 51. So when you speak on that, know what you're talking about.
Well, we understand it. We with you, brother. What I'm saying is, you just put a difference between commandment and laws. So are we to follow the commandments or the laws?
No, listen to what I'm saying.
I heard you.
You try to include like sacrifice. You said sacrifice something about that wasn't a commandment. That was a commandment.
He said he never commanded the children of Israel. He never commanded them to kill anything.
Oh yeah, you're right. You're right. Okay. I messed up. I apologize.
Yo, you okay? I'm saying.
No, you're right about that. I thought I heard something different.
Okay. No, I don't mean to dwell on this, Prince Judah. The only thing I'm saying is that when we talk, especially to our brothers, and we try to get it to a level of understanding that's around the board, is there certain things we got to break away from? Because if you go into the laws, all 612, they have things about how to change your sheets after intercourse. They have things about how to bathe, how to clean, how to divorce. These are things like just regular laws of how to govern a society. These are things that you do, like don't run the red light. So you can't ask the question of, are we following the laws? You follow the law every day. But what we're talking about, especially Prince Jew, is we're talking about spiritual laws, the spiritual understanding of things, not just the common law. That's not what we mean.
What I look at as law, I look at the law as the 10 Commandments. Okay.
Okay, that's what I'm getting to. Thank you, brother. That's the kind of understanding I want to hear.
But see, this is what. Hold up. This is what I said. I knew you were saying earlier, and then you said that's not what I was saying.
That's why I want the clarity, Prince Judah. That's why I wanted the clarity, so we can get to that point and know we're talking about the commandments, and from that, then you can get a better understanding of know why everything else is that what we're talking about. All the 10 Commandments is very spiritual.
Because most of the other laws is basically sacrificial laws, and they only could be done in the land of Israel. You know what I mean? Well, so you got moral laws, you got dietary laws. We know that. But I'm saying the majority of the laws only could be done in the land that the Most High placed His name.
But okay, this is what I want to ask.
Can I hop in?
So can we keep the dietary laws in our captivity?
Yes.
Okay.
Why not?
I'm asking you.
What's the dietary laws as far as what? Eating pig and swine? You're not supposed to eat from pig and swine, but see, that's a spiritual talk. That's why Moses was one of the greater prophets, because that was never meant for you to kill nothing other than what you were already commanded to eat in Genesis.
But see, the thing is, okay.
That's what I'm getting to, like that type of understanding.
You just talking about the 10 Commandments, but I'm saying every law that was given to Moses was to be taught to Israel.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. So the thing is, when we talk about the laws, I'm talking about moral law. I'm talking about the civil law, how we supposed to treat each other when you talk about Leviticus 25, 35 to 38. You see what I'm saying? We got dietary laws when the Most High tell you we can't eat swine, because if you go up to Isaiah 66 and 17, he tell you in the last days, anybody be caught eating swine, he tell you he gonna kill them.
And the mouse.
You see what I'm saying?
And the mouse. And that's
the mouse.
That's the
and the
chicken.
mouse.
That's the chicken.
That's right. Any chicken.
That's the chicken. Chicken eat mouse. Yeah.
Go ahead,
Boy,
Prince
man,
Judah.
we got a long way to go, y'all.
I was trying to explain to you. Go ahead, Prince Judah.
It's difficult to really get anywhere here because we got too many people talking at one time.
Yeah, go ahead though.
And I like to cut down on time. Now, brother, there are more laws than the 10 laws. The 10 laws is basically a summary of, like you said, moral laws. And Jesus spake the same laws. That's why he said, treat your neighbor well. That's why he said, treat your enemy well. So when Jeremiah, who was the Christ, came speaking, he gave his version of the law because Moses was a teacher of the law. Jeremiah was a teacher of the law. But if you don't understand the law, if you haven't been to that place mentally, you have no business teaching.
What makes you think anybody don't understand the law? What make you come to that conclusion?
Well, I didn't say that specifically about you. All right. But I did ask you earlier what was the law. And
no,
to
you asked Weeder that. You didn't ask me. I answered. I said I thought that right now the 10 Commandments we supposed to keep right now. That's what I said. I know it's more laws. I clarified that too. I said there's moral laws. There's dietary laws, but most of the laws that Israel was commanded to do, the majority of them was sacrifice laws and ordinance to the sacrifices. So the majority of them we can only do in the land where the Most High placed His name. Is that wrong or right?
Well, brother, what we're trying to get y'all to understand, or help understand and get it to a point of clarity, is that why do we think that's a physical sacrifice?
What you mean?
I mean, from the spiritual side of it, that's the whole conversation.
I'm gonna show you a scripture. I'm gonna quit talking. I'm gonna show you a scripture where.
Don't go to Leviticus.
No. I'm gonna go where I'm gonna show you a scripture.
No, okay? I know, but you're about to go to what they were doing in the land. Let
me go to Psalms 141, and we're gonna read it.
Go ahead.
Let's go to Psalms 141. Okay.
I want to read the scripture after that.
Okay.
After you read that, I want to read the scripture.
I understand. I know I don't get long to speak. I just want to read the scripture.
You speaking, brother? We listening to you. You speak. You got as much time as we all have. We listening to you.
Okay. Let's read verse 1. Most High, I cry unto thee. Make haste unto me. Give ear unto my voice when I cry unto thee. Let my prayer be set before thee as incense, and the lifting up of my hands as the evening sacrifice. So we don't need no guy that hung on a stick. We don't need none of that. The Most High gave us means of a spiritual sacrifice, and that was supplications to the Most High by prayer. I'm not
you agree with me?
I'm not by prayer. And that's also covered in the book of Hosea, the last chapter, the calves of our lips. And in 1 Kings chapter 8, King Solomon's prayer, when we in a land far and near. So we don't need nobody. Deuteronomy 30 says, it ain't somebody who come from heaven or go up. The word is close to us. We don't need the Most High hear His children. We didn't need no intercessor. The Most High in Exodus chapter 2, the children of Israel cried out to the Most High for the rigor that the Pharaoh was placing upon them. What did it say? It said, he said, "Oh, you got to wait till I send this dude on a suicide mission to come for you." The Most High saved him.
We in agreements with you. You agreeing with us right now?
I'm talking about somebody. You talking about the guy. You believe in the guy in the back of the book, right?
No, I'm talking about sacrifices, period.
Yeah, and didn't He make the ultimate sacrifice of all sacrifices?
Well, we talking about all the sacrifices through the Old Testament too. I'm talking about all the blood sacrifices.
But all sacrifices wasn't blood.
And most of them was meant, as Moses spoke them, to be spiritual sacrifices, as you just read in Psalms. And that's what we're talking about.
Oh,
so
yeah.
you agreeing with what we're trying to say. You just so aggressively on the backside trying to prove yourself. You can't hear you're in agreements with what we say.
Bro, hold on. I'm a servant, man. I ain't trying to prove nothing for myself, bro.
I'm not saying prove it.
No, you
prove
said
it's
I'm
the
trying
wrong
to
word. Prove it's the wrong word.
Okay,
I'm saying you're on the other side of the coin trying to fight back and trying to flip the coin back over, but you're saying exactly what we're saying. But you just can't hear you saying exactly what we're saying.
I wanted to get to the elephant in the room. I mean, you know, that's how I roll. I mean, if we talk about understanding, if y'all sitting over there, if you promoting a false god, ain't that more important? Ain't that the first commandment? See, we want to talk about all the other laws, but the first commandment said, "Thou shalt have no other gods before me."
What God are we promoting?
Do you subscribe to the New Testament?
Jesse, right?
I was trying to make a point about that. I was trying to make sure I don't go and say nothing about the New Testament if you didn't agree with it. That's all.
But I'm asking out of my own. I want to know. I mean, do you believe in it?
Let's pause here, brother, because you keep making accusations, but you don't understand what you're
accusations.
Talking about.
What are you talking about? I asked the question, bro. All you had to do was say yes or no. I don't have to do things your way. Okay. You do things. I'm saying you do things your way, right?
We're trying to tell you, brother, you so confrontational. We hear you.
I'm not confrontational. This is how I talk, man.
What I'm saying is,
I have to agree with what y'all tell me how I'm supposed to be.
We're not telling you to agree. We're not telling you to agree. What we're saying is, when you talk, you're saying what we're saying your way. But you so much wanted to be, I said it, that you don't hear. You're saying what we're saying.
See, that's what I'm talking about, man. It's like you trying to say what's in my heart, right?
I'm not saying what's in your heart. See, you fighting me again, brother. I didn't say what's in your heart.
But you keep on saying the same stuff, bro. You keep on trying to make
words. I'm telling you your words.
But why you trying to make?
Hey, look. This is what I want to say.
That's your words, not mine.
Bro. Hey, man. But hold on, man. Hold on. Now, hold on for a minute, bro. Why everybody got to be shot callers?
Ain't nobody shot caller.
Okay, give me the same respect that I gave you to talk.
Hold on, y'all.
I'm saying,
Columbus, brother Columbus, you've been talking more than everybody on this line. Why are you feeling like you don't have the privilege to talk? Why you think you're not talking? See, you still think you're not being heard. We hearing you, brother. You doing most of the talking.
I'm not doing most of the talking.
Okay, you're right.
When somebody put words in my mouth, man, I'm gonna say something about it. You don't know my walk. You don't know my walk with the Most High. You don't know what's in my heart. I don't do none of this. I don't do none of this for selfish.
Hey, we ain't here for emotions. We here for
what are you talking about, bro? Which one you want, bro?
Yeah, I do.
Man, what are you talking about? You put words.
Hey, okay, brother, we gonna move on. We gonna move on, brother.
Well, now
we here for truth.
You ain't here for truth. No, you ain't here for truth.
Why y'all sound so combative?
Because
I'm trying to get back to scripture. You said going on and on about something that don't matter about you.
What are you talking about?
Because I'm trying to get back to where we was and what we was talking about the law, and I want y'all to understand that the priests lied on God. The people that have the law in their mouth, they lied on God.
I read it because I don't know. See, they fight. That's why I'm trying.
This is what this book is about. That's why the messenger of the new covenant had to come purify the Levites with a new covenant, not like the covenant that was made with our forefathers.
Hey, I'll holler at you with it. Peace, bro.
I don't leave.
Hey, the wicked
leave.
Wicked fleet when no man pursues.
It don't make sense, man. Because
let's go to Ezekiel.
All y'all talking out of your own heart. You're not talking
let's go to the scripture. I told you I want to read the scripture.
Read the scripture then. Read it.
It say in Ezekiel 22 and 26. Her priests do violence to my law and profane my holy things. They do not distinguish between the holy and the common. They teach that there is no difference between the unclean and the clean. they shut their eyes to keeping of my Sabbaths.
No understanding, man. None.
No, hey, can I
None.
finish?
None.
Are you gonna be humble? Are you Christ? If you tell me you Christ, brother, I will listen to you. But you didn't tell me you was Christ.
Christ fake.
Okay.
Christ just mean anointed. Wait, hold on, y'all. Jew, I don't like Christ mean anointed. Stop saying Christ like y'all know that's a man. It just mean anointed.
Well, we know that. We know that, bro. I mean,
okay, well, why you saying he not anointed?
You know what he was talking about, though, man. Why you trying to be on that other stuff?
No, because what we try to do is say words that people mostly understand, but we can say the anointed. Because when y'all speak of Moses, you just talking about the anointed man of Christ.
Man, we know that means anointed with oil, bro. These say, bro, we're not new to this, bro. What
okay, that's but we don't, brothers. Why brother Columbus? Why we don't know you, brother? This is our first time dialogue, or y'all second time. We just getting to know you. This is not a fight. I'm not coming on here to make sure you can hear my voice. That's not what we're doing, brother.
That ain't the point. You can say like you want, bro. What I'm saying is when you try to say what I'm doing, you're wrong.
I'm not saying what you're doing. I'm saying what you're saying. What you're saying, not what you're doing. I'm listening to your words, and when you make a comment, I respond to you. Like when we was talking about the scripture, and you said, "Bro, I'm sorry, RTR. Excuse me for a second. You said, man, I'm sorry if I heard it wrong. I'm mistaken. Only thing I'm doing is repeating you, brother.
I apologize.
I know that's what I'm saying, but when I come back to you and repeat what you said again, you saying I'm putting words in your mouth. That's not what I'm trying to do.
I want to expound on, right? My man talking about Christ, right? And what we just mentioned was Exodus 20:3 said, "Thou shalt not have no other God before me." You see what I'm saying? And my man is over here talking about Christ, and I'm asking you, where did you get Christ from? And ain't nowhere in the old covenant we see Christ's name mentioned in the scriptures at all. So I'm just saying, why is you expounding about Christ and the Most High never mentioned him?
Because Christ is the anointed one among his brothers, just as Moses was a Christ. That's all Christ means. That's why in the New Testament, you was going to have new words, but speaking the old. Because the old prophesies of the anointed one coming. Christ is just the one that's chosen by God. He's not God. He's chosen by God to be in the image of the Father. That's all Christ is. And Christ is not for the worship.
Can you show me that?
Show you what?
Well, I'm going to say it like this, right?
Hebrews chapter 5. Hebrews chapter 5.
Wow.
Oh, that ain't. I don't rock with that.
That's why I asked the question, y'all. So I wasn't even gonna go to Hebrews.
Well, no, hey.
I wasn't gonna go to none of that.
Okay, let's go to Leviticus 21. Let's go to Leviticus 21 then. Y'all want a law so bad. Y'all want a law so bad, huh?
Yeah, Jew, let me throw something in here. All right, brothers. I need you to listen very carefully. Very, very carefully. Because we have a lot of information for you.
Trying to give it to
listen to. You will be counted among the elect. Just open your ears, man. If you read the Old Testament all the time, if you read Proverbs, if you read Psalms, it tells you that the wise men listen. So let's go to Deuteronomy. I want to give you what you're looking for. You want to see what Moses said. Let's go to Deuteronomy.
That ain't 18. That ain't 18.
Deuteronomy 18 is exactly where I'm going. Deuteronomy 18, verse 15. And I want you to tell me what this means. See, you're laughing.
I'm going to show you what it means.
In front of a council of God right now. All right?
Yeah, you doing the same thing.
We're not laughing at you, brother.
Chapter 18, verse 15.
Yeah,
I'm seriously trying to teach you here, brother, because
you can't teach me, bro. You can't teach me, bro. You can't. No, you need to teach yourself not to have a God before the Most High.
Who is that God, though? What you keep saying? Man, who is the God before the Most High?
Deuteronomy 18, when Deuteronomy 18 was talking about Joshua. He was talking to the Levites at that time.
Yeah,
He said,
I'm about to tell him. I'm gonna let him go. I'm gonna let him drink that hole because they talk about who Jesus Christ was. I'm gonna say his real name.
I said he was talking about Joshua.
I know.
And
we know.
He said, I'm gonna raise up a prophet from the midst of you, from the midst of thee. He was talking to the Levites at that time, and he showed you who was who the prophet was. Joshua. He took the priestly garments, okay, and he led
Yahshua,
Israel.
right? Yahshua, correct?
Whatever you want to call him, bro. Whatever. It's the son of Nun. Okay,
the son of Nun. Yahshua, the son of Nun, correct?
Well, you can call him. That's what you call him. Yeah.
You don't say that up in the New Testament. Don't.
Exactly.
Well, I'm just trying to help because y'all said we couldn't put the Old Testament in. I mean, the New Testament in the Old Testament, but he just did. That's why I love the Spirit. That's why I love the Spirit. He just did. He just proved it.
No, you didn't. No,
he didn't just prove it.
The Greek name for
Prove what, man?
Joshua
is what?
Joshua
He's in the Old Testament. So
Joshua after Babylon was the son of Jehozadak. Okay.
He said the son of Nun, right?
He was the son of Jehozadak. I'm talking about the one who was with Ezra and all them.
You talking about Zechariah?
I'm talking about the high priest, Joshua, the son of Jehozadak. Them two different people, bro.
Y'all, with
what
these
are you
names,
talking about?
What
are you talking about? That was at the Babylon. Joshua, the son of Nun, was out of Egypt. What are you talking about?
So when I go to the New Testament,
you realize right now that you are in Babylon. Brother, are you in Babylon right now? And
bro, what do they got to do with the two Joshuas?
Because you just mentioned that Joshua was this happened after Babylon. All right. Now I'm asking you one more time. Are you in Babylon right now?
Yes, we in the residuals of Babylon. Yes. Okay. Yes. Okay. We're not in literal Babylon, but we're in the daughter of Babylon. Yeah.
Okay, so you're still in Babylon, but I can agree with you. We're in the daughter of Babylon.
Exactly.
Babylon never died. Never died, never went away.
But you know what I'm talking about, man.
I'm with you. I'm agreeing with you, brother. That's what I'm saying. I'm agreeing with you. That's what I'm saying. I'm with you. I'm agreeing with you. And what I'm saying, when you go to the New Testament, they're going to say that Joshua is the son of who? That Jesus is the son of somebody, say. I think it's say Joseph, who is the son of Nun, right?
You understand. Joseph was really a son of Nun because
the son of Nun, right?
Oh,
hold on, wait. I'm not gonna dwell on it. I wasn't gonna dwell on it, Yaju. I just was gonna show y'all real quick how that ties in. You just brought up Joshua when Prince Judah went to Deuteronomy. I just wanted to show you how easy it is to tie that, which I'll call the New Testament, into the Old Testament. That's all I was doing. I didn't want to have a debate on it. You can't tie it like that?
Wow, man.
Okay.
One thing he did tell Joshua to not let the law depart from out his mouth.
Wow.
He did tell Joshua that.
It's amazing how Joshua and Jesus
he go read every scripture where it's gonna say about voice, about where it says lips and everything, but he ain't going where he tell him said keep the commandments. The Most High said, do not add or diminish from his words. You diminishing the word, man. That's what you doing.
No, you saying the word is in the book. I'm telling you, the word comes from the Spirit.
Well, brother, what I'm saying is what you said is what we're talking about is the commandments, correct? Because y'all said the laws was mostly dietary and things of that nature. So when you said we're deferring from the laws, what y'all saying is we're deferring from the commandments. I don't think that's what's going on. Nobody's away from the commandments at all.
I mean, hold on. I'm asking you, say, I heard
you said you keep. Go ahead.
About just the 10 Commandments.
Well, you said that y'all keep saying the law, so I'm trying to say What laws are you saying that we're not keeping up? We're not beholden to.
Okay, this is what I'm saying. Okay, we could go to the law. This Leviticus 19 and 17 says, "Thou shalt not hate thy brother in thy heart, and anywise rebuke thy neighbor and not suffer sin upon him." Leviticus 19 and 18 says, "Thou shalt not avenge nor bear any grudge against thy neighbor." So we could go through this whole scriptures and talk about. We could go to Leviticus 18, when that's talked about the moral laws, about the no intercessions. You see what I'm saying? We talking about Leviticus 20 and 13. Thou shalt not sleep with men as thou sleep with a woman.
Well, I'm with that, brother. But what I'm saying is, those are the laws for the land. Is it not correct?
No.
Moral laws. Moral laws.
Those laws.
So God gave Moses those laws too.
Those laws stand here.
God goes because when I read, that's the laws that Moses came down with when he went up with the 7 elders.
See what you're not getting at, what you're not checking. Check this out, right? This how we get out. The Most High tell you throughout all the commandments to keep His laws, right? Does he not say that? Now, let me show you what you don't know. Because see, the thing is, what y'all talking about, well, is or whatever the situation is. Let me show you Deuteronomy 6 and 17. Watch this. This is what the Most High say. Deuteronomy 6 and 17. I'm gonna read all the way to 25. This is one of the laws. It said, "You shall diligently keep the commandments of the Most High your God, and His testimony, and His statutes which He have commanded thee. And thou shalt do that which is right and good in the sight of the Most High, that it may be well with thee, and thou mayest go in and possess the good land which the Most High sware unto thy fathers, to cast out all thy enemies from before thee, as the Most High have spoken. And when thy son asks in times to come, saying, what mean the testimony and statutes and the judgment which the Most High our God have commanded you? Then thou shalt say unto thy son, we were Pharaoh's bondmen out of Egypt with a mighty hand. And the Most High showed signs and wonders great and sore upon Egypt, upon Pharaoh, and upon all the household before our eyes. And he brought us out from this, that he might bring us in and give us the land which he swore unto our fathers. And the Most High commanded us to do all these statutes, to fear the Most High our God, for our good always, that he might preserve us alive as it is at this day. And it shall be our righteous if we observe to do all these commandments before the Most High our God, as he have commanded. So the thing is, you can't take particular scriptures or books where you want to just talk about Isaiah and Jeremiah. When we look throughout all the testimony, Joshua did wonders for the Most High. We see the Most High sending Malachi, Micah, Nahum, Habakkuk, all these. So the thing is, how is you keeping the commandments of you picking out particular books and just throwing away everything else?
You didn't read, you didn't understand when it said the priest lied on God?
No,
that was the wickedness we were doing. That was the wickedness we were doing in Ezekiel 22.
Okay. Look at it like this then. Because I hear you keep saying what the Most High said. When the Most High spoke, let me say this. When the Most High spoke, Moses spoke. That's the only way I heard the voice of the Most High, through Moses.
No. This is right here.
No.
This is what he's talking about. This is what he said. He said that the priest lied on God, right? But this is what the Most High
rejected Moses. So when Moses took the
check this out. And this is what the Most High said. If you don't tell it, you tell it all.
Tell it all.
This. Isaiah 41:21 and through 23, he said, produce your cause, saith the Most High. bring forth your strong reason, said the king of Jacob.
Take your time, brother. Take your time. Take your time, brother. We ain't going nowhere.
Okay. He said, let them bring them forth, show us what shall happen. Let them show the former things what they be, that we may consider them and know the latter end of them, or declare us things for the come. Show the things that are to come hereafter, that we may know that ye are gods. Ye do good or evil, that we may dismay and behold it together. See, if you're going to speak, don't just talk about the negative, about what you saying that the priest went and lied on God. Because it is some good things that the priest did do. So we ain't finna just focus on something that's negative and not talk about the good part just as well. Tell it all, brother. Tell it all.
The story when it talks about the angels falling from heaven, hey, they all fell. All of them. Every last one of them. They all fell. It's no sin. Hey, it's no greater sin. You sin one time, you sin all. You lied one lie, you got one lie with you, all your bread got yeast in it. So it don't matter about.
Can you repent? Can you repent?
Yes, this is the time of repentance. This is that time. So when I want to read, man, Leviticus 21, the rules for the priest, because he read you a scripture earlier in Malachi to let you know the law comes from their lips. So they had rules to follow. If they didn't follow these rules, the priesthood was going to be out of whack.
So did he give it a word to him by mouth, or did he give them up on the tablet?
He gave it to him by the Spirit that comes from heaven.
Now this
you hear the law by the mouth.
So the thing is, when we talk about spiritual, so I want to focus on this, right? Because he want to keep on talking about spiritual, right? I'm going to show you Exodus 31, right? So the Most High is a spirit that allows physical enlightenment for us to, you know what I'm saying, let things become literal. Because see, you just talk about spirit, right? Now,
I say the spirit enables man to speak.
Watch this. This Exodus 31. And we're talking about something that's spiritual, that can be manifested and physical.
True.
It's Exodus.
That's what I just said.
Hold
up, before you go there, I'm telling you now, you're going to be wasting time. Let me explain what spirit is.
You can't tell me what I'm going to do. I'm not wasting no time.
You are wasting time. Let me tell you what spirit is. Spirit is air. Spirit is water. Spirit is lightning. Spirit is rain. It's all of that, okay? Because it's of the living. So
just hold on. Let me
I think you may have been trying to say
brother,
that lightning was spirit.
And remember,
lightning
you said
is
we
spirit.
can't talk together, right?
Yeah,
so
I know.
You just said, right? Okay, let me finish. Exodus 31, it says, and the Most High spake unto Moses, saying, see, I have called by name Bezaleel, son of Uri, the son of Ur of the tribe of Judah. And I have filled them with the spirit of God in wisdom and in understanding and in knowledge and in all manner of workmanship. You see what I'm saying? So he said to devise cunning works. That means to do. That's something literal. His spirit is dwelling on Bezaleel to do something physically.
Right.
That's what I've been trying to tell you.
Right. We agree with you.
Okay. But see, hold on. But see, the thing is, what I don't get with you, right? You constantly talking about said, okay, the law he gave to him, say, did he give him the law through word of mouth? Or did he tell him
in Spirit? It wasn't through a book.
All the laws on the tablet.
Hey, like I told you right now, if I'm talking to you, hey man, them vultures out tonight, I'm walking down the street, I got my heater in that pocket. I'm gonna need you to dive in that water with me. If I write that down, it's a different way than in a conversation. But if the Father has given you the Spirit and I speak it to you, you're able to understand it through the Spirit, not through a book. So any priest that receives the law of God, they receive it through the Spirit. And they speak it. Now, after they speak it, it can be written down and put in a book. But God is the spoken word. And that's why y'all continue to say God is a dead God.
I ain't never
Because
said
y'all want to listen to dead men.
That's again, like you said, now you breaking law because we got laws tell you not to bear false witness, not giving a false
because the laws, hey, brother, all y'all here can tell me y'all got a defect. So if you got a defect of any kind, you can't even build an altar for God.
Hey, check me out, man. So,
no, he talking about this. He talking about the laws, brother.
No, I'm talking
that's
about
not
the
defensive.
laws.
He talking about the laws. That's not a shot at you.
For priests,
the laws. Oh my God, y'all get so mad, man. Y'all getting too angry. He talking about the laws.
This only thing what I'm saying is the Most High spoke the words to Moses to write on the tablet in Exodus 34.
So did Moses write them?
He told him what to write, right?
No, not the Ten Commandments.
You want to read it?
The Ten Commandments said God wrote them with his own finger.
Okay, but hold on. I'm saying this. Exodus 34 said, and he hold 2 tablets of stones like unto the first, and Moses rose up.
Okay, stop. Like, say that's what I'm trying to. That's the reason why I asked the questions, brother. He said, like unto the first. This the second copy. This the new copy that Moses made.
He still wrote it down, and we could get that up in Exodus 32.
Right, but what I'm saying is, yeah, Moses and Joshua. This is what I meant when I was keep asking y'all about law. So now Moses and Joshua about to write all the laws. They about to write the 10 Commandments and all the rest of the laws.
That's what I told you before, and you kept on asking me which law.
But they broke that covenant.
I said, regardless what it was.
Yeah, that's what I'm trying. Right, that's what I'm trying to get them to see, Yaju. What I'm saying, brother.
You ain't trying to get me to see.
No,
did I not ask you about the laws that the Most High gave Moses, and you kept on asking me which laws is you talking about?
Right, you said the 10 Commandments, and I said I'm in agreement with you with that.
No, I didn't say the 10 Commandments. That wasn't me. I said,
oh, that was the brother. Okay.
Right. I told you every law that the Most High gave Moses to write down.
Well, we don't. I don't think we're in agreement with that, though.
I'm talking about Torah. I'm talking about Torah.
I don't think the Most High gave Moses 612 laws.
Check this
out. Man. Hey, man.
Listen. The Bible don't say that. Y'all saying that because you want to believe it. The Bible don't say that Moses. He gave Moses 600 laws. He said he only gave Moses 10 laws with his finger.
So he went up on he went up on the mountain, man, for 30 days and 30 nights
with all the elders.
So you mean to tell he only got 10 commandments?
And then he took the elders with him and Joshua, and they came down with 612.
The Most High showed Moses the beginning, all the way up to. He showed him the beginning, Genesis to Deuteronomy.
To the end, correct.
I mean, we ain't rocking like that. Information. I told you that man disrespected me, man. I don't got David email.
Huh?
Oh yeah, somebody.
You okay?
I'm Gucci.
Okay.
Hey, well, look, I want to say this, y'all. Now, everybody on here saying they are priests, right? And I guess everybody on here are priests. You, especially my brother with the blue on. You a priest, brother?
Hey, bro, man, you could call, you say what you want, man.
I'm asking the question.
I hope I am, but I'm a servant. I'm a servant of the Most High.
Well, like I told y'all, I'm a high priest. So we gonna go to Leviticus 21. We gonna talk about the rules for the priests, since you love the law.
Go ahead.
So, dude, look, I got to throw in one passage, then I got to hop off, man. All right, fellas.
Let me, but no, man.
From the Torah. I got to throw this in, man. I got to go. It's gonna be in Deuteronomy chapter 17. You really need to pay attention to this because this is what the book says. These are the commandments regarding priests. Now you are in the presence of priests. All right.
So say y'all.
Yes, it's starting at verse 8. It says, if there arise a matter too hard for thee in judgment, between blood and blood, between plea and plea, and between stroke and stroke, being matters of controversy within thy gates, then thou shalt arise and get thee up into the place which the Lord thy God shall choose. And thou shalt come unto the priests the Levites, and unto the judge that shall be in those days, and inquire, and they shall show thee the sentence of judgment. And thou shalt do according to the sentence which they of that place which the Lord shall choose shall show thee. And thou shalt observe to do according to all that they inform thee, according to the sentence of the law which they shall teach, and according to the judgment which they shall tell thee, thou shalt do. Thou shalt not decline from the sentence which they shall show thee to the right hand nor to the left. And the man that will do presumptuously and will not hearken unto the priest that standeth to minister there before the Lord thy God, or unto the judge, even that man shall die, and thou shalt be put away. Thou shalt put away the evil from Israel. So I'm just here to inform you guys of what the law is. We are.
That's in the land. That's in the land right there.
See, you like
that's
I said,
that's in the land right there. King Solomon told us what we could do. King Solomon told us what we could do in First Kings chapter 8, bro. You can believe what you want to believe. You can believe what you want to believe too, right?
Many days without a king, without a prince, and without a sacrifice, and without an image, and without an ephod, and without a teraphim. So who is you to call yourself a priest?
Exactly.
You know, God was gonna call his son out of Egypt. But this is what I wanted to read in Leviticus 21. It say 21 and 21. No descendant of Aaron, the priest, who has any defect, is to come near to present the offerings made to the Lord by fire. He has a defect, he must not come near to offer the food of his God. Now, you just told me you didn't know if you was a priest, you was a servant.
I said I'm a servant. That's what I said.
But you're offering food of God. See, a lot of people don't understand an altar is where you stand up and speak on behalf of God.
Do we have an altar in the defiled land right now? Are we in captivity right now?
Yes, brother. Many people have altars because they stand up and they speak on behalf of God when they not qualified.
Oh man, I don't agree with that, man. The Most High said.
Let me finish.
The Most High said.
Let me finish because this the law. I'm gonna read scriptures. You don't want to believe the words from my mouth. You want to believe scripture. This is what scripture clarifies. They say he has a defect. He must not come near to offer the food of his God. He may eat the most holy food of his God, as well as the holy food. Yet, because his defect, he must not go near the curtain or approach the altar.
Land.
Where's the holy?
Can I finish, brother? You want to let me finish? So desecrate my sanctuary. I am the Lord who makes them holy. So this is saying, you keep saying the land.
That's in the land.
The land is the state of mind you got to be in. Right now, we're in the state of mind of heaven. Boy,
yeah.
So
you funny. Because King Solomon told us what to do when we in the land far off. That the Most High had driven. See, that's your problem. Y'all want everybody else to sit back and listen to y'all talk. As soon as somebody else talk, you start running your mouth. That's what you do, brother. That's what you do. But that's what you do. That's what you do. I'm saying that's what you do, though. You know what I'm saying? That's being a hypocrite. That's being a hypocrite.
Hey.
That's being a hypocrite.
You don't even hear a whole.
Bro,
I told you that from the other video. I was talking to the other.
I just sit back and listen to you talk. As soon as I get to talking, man, you cut me off every time.
Okay, every time. Well, I just want you to go back and watch it, and you will see how much you was talking. But anyway, I was talking to the other brother last time. I told you earlier, your spirit was off anyway.
Well, I told you that from the last video. You know what?
You say you was gonna mute your phone.
Hey, consider you saying that. That's a blessing. That's a blessing. You know what I mean? Because that's a blessing to me. That's a blessing to me, bro. Was there anybody who changed the Most High's anybody
It's Leviticus. It's
anybody who changed the
Leviticus.
Most High's laws around shall
It's,
feel it in his day, bro.
it's Leviticus and Deuteronomy the same books, guys?
Is Leviticus and Deuteronomy the same books?
What I mean the same books is what do Leviticus speak of and what do Deuteronomy speak of? Do we know?
It speaks of a whole lot of things, man. I mean,
what I mean from that is saying like Leviticus will be the law, Deuteronomy will be the interpretation of those laws.
It's laws in Deuteronomy too. It's laws in Deuteronomy and Leviticus.
It's the same laws. It's just going over them to help you understand exactly what they was talking about in it. So I mean, you can read Leviticus and it'll tell you the Lord said to Moses.
Oh yeah.
You can say well, the Lord told Moses to write all 600 of those laws. But then when you get to reading Deuteronomy, it's also going to let you know who was around Moses at the time, and it's going to break out all the specific names behind the laws. So I'm saying when you're reading the books, you got to know that most of the scriptures go with other scriptures in other books. Like y'all was saying and made a comment about you can't take from this book and go to that book. Right, but you can take from that book and go to the next book. Because if you don't know that Kings, say again,
you just can't go to the New Testament.
Well, you can't go to the New Testament in the form of saying just going to tell you that Jesus is in the Old Testament.
I can't tell.
Let me say this right, because
you can't go to Isaiah.
Look, check this out. The Old Testament don't make no mention of Christ, but the thing is, the New Testament will make mention of the Old Testament. Therefore, the Old Testament becomes the source and the reference of the statement that's being made from the New Testament. So when you got Christ talking about he's from the son of David, I guarantee you, if you go to 1 Chronicles 3, you will never see David mention Christ as being a part of the son or being part of the family of David. Not at all.
I know, because we saying Christ, but you see Yahshua in there. Or Joshua.
Man.
But see,
wait a minute, because this is what I'm saying, brother. This is why I don't mean to cut you off. What I'm saying is we think Old New Testament. But if you get a old Bible, it's no older New Testament. If you get a Bible older than that, the Apocrypha is in it as well, with no New Testament.
No, it's not. No, it's not. No, it's not.
It's
in the
not.
1611, you read the 1611 Bible?
No, the Ethiopian Bible. Let's go to the first Bible. Don't go to
Bro, the Catholic Church put the Apocrypha in the canon, bro. The Catholic Church did that, man.
No, brother. The Ethiopian Bible is...
Because if you want to say that the Apocrypha in there, I guarantee you it's not. And it make mention of the books that's taken from
the Ethiopian Bible.
The Ethiopian Bible is where they get all of this is from, and it is in the Ethiopian Bible. I'm not talking about the 60.
I read no Ethiopian Bible now, is.
And you don't see Maccabees in there? Oh, you see Maccabees in there? Who?
Maccabees not in there neither.
Man, look.
I want to go get the book right now.
So y'all believe?
Check this out.
Y'all believe in purgatory, huh?
Well, no. What I'm telling you is that it mentions a lot of Joshua's in there, or with Jesus characters inside of that. And all that the so-called New Testament is doing is relating those stories to you. See, the Matthew and all that, those just names. What we talk about is most of the time, especially all the time, is prophecy and fulfillment. All the rest of it is kind of like vague. It's a story. Because that's why I asked y'all about the laws. Y'all said we're agreeing with the laws. Well, you're in the land of Babylon. You listen to all the laws, but you're not supposed to really follow all the laws.
We are supposed to follow the laws of men. That's why he tell you Jeremiah 17:5 said, he said, "Will curse be to men that make a man their flesh."
Moses is a man.
Okay, hold on. But Moses was ordained. Was not Moses chosen?
They had people chosen after Moses, wasn't that?
Oh, no, hold on. No. See, this is.
I'm agreeing with you. I'm not disagreeing with you.
No, you're not. No, you're
Yes,
not.
I am.
Because you're not understanding me. Now, I want
I
to tell
am.
you where you messed up at. Each time the Most High brought a man to minister to Israel, it was somebody that was chosen. He told Saul, he told Samuel to go to
Do you hear
Saul.
yourself?
Did he not?
Do you
I'm
hear
trying.
yourself?
I hope.
Hold on.
I just want him to listen to this.
Did the Most High tell Samuel to go to Saul and anoint him to be a king?
Yes.
He told him to go to David and anoint him to be a king.
Did you? Why was Moses chosen?
Oh no, he chose Moses for whatever
When?
reason.
How? Nobody told him to anoint Moses. Nobody told him to anoint. How was Moses chosen? This is what I'm saying.
Oh, he called Moses.
No. He didn't call Moses.
Bro, Exodus chapter 4, the Most High chose Moses to be high priest. Moses rejected it because of his speech, and the Most High loved Moses so much that he granted that request and let Aaron, his brother, do it.
Okay, this is what I'm getting. This is what I'm getting to understand. So you saying Moses wasn't chose when he was a child in Egypt? Moses not being killed wasn't for a reason.
No, I didn't say that. You created that narrative.
So he had to be chosen since a baby, right?
But yeah, but we talking about as leaders. You know what we're talking about, bro.
I'm trying to make a point here.
Okay, well, man.
And what I'm saying is Moses was not chosen like them. They was chosen when they was already here. Y'all saying Moses must have been chosen from a child, but then you don't. So we saying Moses was chosen as a grown man, right?
Most I know you're beginning in already.
Well, we can say that, but you know they don't talk about David. They don't talk about David as a child. They don't talk about Saul as a child. They only talk about Moses and Jesus as a child.
That's what you don't get. See, you
said talk about David as a child.
Not
David was prophesied, was he not?
Listen, what I'm saying.
You want to go to Numbers 24 and go to the book of Ruth and show you David wasn't even born when he was prophesied about.
Okay, well, you just said you don't believe in the Isaiah and the person. You don't believe in the new anointed.
Words in my mouth.
So
I'm telling you just can't disannul all the other books when you just keep on trying to validate Isaiah and Jeremiah.
No, I'm not. What I'm saying, I'm with you with all of those books. It's saying the same thing, that somebody else will be anointed other than Moses.
The Most High.
When we speak to especially our brothers, they always talk about just the Torah, especially when we deep into it. We only talk about the Torah and Moses, but it's talk about prophets other than Moses and stuff.
I don't know how y'all feel about this, but the Most High showed Ezekiel more things than almost anybody.
Who is Ezekiel?
Who's Ezekiel? He's a priest.
I told him Ezekiel was about the future.
Exactly. Yeah, and he talked about what Israel did in the past too.
All right, so basically what you're saying is God was going to show somebody in the last days greater than he showed Moses or anybody in this book.
Bro, you putting words in my mouth, man. I didn't say that. What I'm saying
just said
is,
Ezekiel got
but see what I'm talking about. I can't explain myself, man.
No.
I can't explain myself because
no, you're doing all right. But what we're trying to we asking for clarification.
You don't want to hear.
We asking for clarification.
I'm trying to. Can I explain what I was saying? What I'm saying is, the Most High, he did different things with different prophets. That don't mean one was better than the other. I mean, you can't. If you say that, Moses got to be the greatest one of all.
Moses can't be the greatest one of all.
Why can't he be?
Because he ain't lead the children. He ain't make us free. So whoever that is going to be the greatest of all.
Where did the Most High say that had to be the criteria? Where's that at?
You don't want to accept the new covenant.
What I'm saying is you speaking out of your own heart.
No. I'm not speaking. No, you said that.
You were speaking out of your own heart. The Most High said he loved Moses face to face. He said there's never been a prophet arise in Israel like unto Moses.
In Israel.
Now you saying it is.
I said in Israel.
No, who is he dealing with?
Well, is it the land or is it the people?
Who else is he dealing with?
Is it the land or the people?
Let's go to Isaiah 52 and 13 through 15. Read that.
What? So that's going to take away what the Most High said about Moses and the law?
It's gonna tell you about another person to come.
That's going to take that away, huh?
Yeah. Gonna tell you about the person
Wow, man,
that
man.
ain't gonna do
It
it.
ain't
That
nothing
ain't
to
gonna
talk
do
about,
it.
man.
That ain't
Ain't no
gonna do
way,
it at all.
man.
13
You
through
can go
15
there
if you read it,
Ain't
and
no
if you
way,
got
man.
understanding, if you don't, oh well.
You have no fear of the Most High. You have no fear because it's no
Okay.
thing. It's no thing for you to change His word around.
Okay.
It's no thing for you. You self-promoting. You calling yourself a high priest. The Most High ain't never said you was gonna be the high priest of Israel right now in captivity. Who said
I am
that?
the word of God.
That's
Oh,
out of your
I am the
mouth.
word of
That's out
God.
of your mouth.
I am the word of God.
That's out of your mouth.
Do you have to hear?
Hey,
Do you
what's
have
your
to see a
name, brother?
name,
Whatever,
brother?
whatever, man. I
Brother,
don't
what
care
I'm asking
about.
is a name have to be written somewhere?
No, the
Yes,
Most
he
High
did, because
said,
Isaiah 43 and 1, he said he called them by name.
yeah.
No.
He
Well,
ain't never
no.
revealed
That's
to
not what I'm
us.
saying. I'm asking, do the name have to be in the book?
Oh,
No,
yeah.
the Most High said we will be without a king or a
Hey,
priest.
the name gotta be in the book.
I'm asking, do the name have to be in the book, or the king, or the savior, or whatever you want to call him, to come, the anointed one to help get us out of bondage, the one on the white
Yes,
horse,
it
is his
does.
name
Yes,
written?
it does. Yes, it does.
I thought the book said, well, y'all don't believe in the New Testament,
Let
but
me read this, right? Let me read this, right?
No,
Because
why
I'm
you
going
read
to show
Isaiah
you.
52 and 13?
Hold on. Hold on. Right here, I'm going to tell you who the two people are to come, and he mentioned them by name.
Well, what they
He
at then?
mentioned.
Well, shit. What? I need to talk to them. I'm wasting my time
Yeah,
talking to
you
y'all.
finna
What they
talk
at?
to him right now.
what's the
Here we go.
name? What's the name,
I'm
brother?
finna read
Where
it.
they
I'm
at? I
finna
need to
read
talk to
it.
them.
Go ahead.
Here we go, one. I'm finna read both of them.
Go ahead.
Where they at, man? I don't want to read about nobody no
Hey,
more.
man, dude, you gonna, hey, come on, man. You up on my platform, don't disrespect, man. Don't disrespect.
Disrespect? I'm not, man.
Hold on. You study over here being flamboyant, being all sarcastic. If you gonna let me read, let me read.
Where you
All
reading
that
at?
extra talking, we ain't
I'm
doing
not
that.
being sarcastic, man. I'm actually
Yes,
talking to
he
people
is, bro.
making the
Let
sacrifice
me
over
talk. Let me
food.
go and do my thing, dude. I'm finna read the two people that he said gonna come, cause he talking about just Christ. Watch this.
You talking about the
Man, this
two
is sad.
witnesses?
Okay, here go one. He said, afterwards
Sad.
shall the children of Israel return and
Mm-hmm.
seek the Most High their God, and David their king shall
Mm-hmm.
fear the Most High his goodness in the latter days. That's one right there. Now watch this. I'm finna go to the other one. And this your
Elijah.
priest, because you ain't no priest. This is Ezekiel
Okay.
44 and 15. This is
Thanks.
Ezekiel 44 and 15. Watch this. He said, but the priests, the Levites, the son of Zadok that kept the charge of my sanctuary,
Mm-hmm.
when the children of Israel went astray from me, they shall come near to me to minister unto me, and they shall stand before me to offer unto me the fat in the blood, saith the Most High. And if you want me to go further, we're going to talk about the sacrifice that they're going to give in order for us to come into another covenant. And you could go to Ezekiel 43, 19 through 27 and read that all day.
That's a blood covenant, is what you're saying?
No, that's reestablished. That's renewing Israel in the covenant.
That's a spiritual
That's what
covenant,
that's
correct?
about.
That's a
Right.
spiritual covenant, right? Okay. Well,
No. We talking about something that's spiritual, and we talking about something that's literal.
what I'm saying
Understand
is
that?
spiritually, it's a spiritual thing, but you don't have to split no blood for that, do you? You have to shed
Hold
blood for that?
on. Yes, you do. Yes, you
Mm.
do. Here we go. Ezekiel 43, 19 through 27. It says,
So y'all preach now.
and thou shalt give to the priests, the Levites, that be of the seed of Zadok, which approach unto me to minister unto me, saith the Most High God, a young bullock for a sin offering. And thou shalt take the blood thereof and put it on the four horns of it, and on the four corners of the saddle, and upon the borders round about. Thus shalt thou cleanse and purge it. Thou shalt take the bullock also with a sin offering, and he shall burn it in the appointed place of the house without the sanctuary, And on the second day thou shalt offer a kid of the goat without blemish for a sin offering. They shall cleanse the altar as they cleansed it with the bullock. When thou hast made an end of cleansing it, thou shalt offer a young bullock without blemish, and a ram out of flock without blemish. And thou shalt offer them before salt upon them, and they shall offer them up for a burnt offering unto the Most High. 7 days shalt thou prepare every day a goat for a sin offering. They shall also prepare a young bullock and a ram of the flock without blemish. 7 days shall they purge the altar and purify it, and they shall consecrate themselves. And when these things are expired, it shall be that upon the 8th day, and so forth, the priest shall make your burnt offering upon the altar and your peace offering, and I will accept you, saith the Most High. That's a burnt offering, brother. That's a new covenant being established.
That's a lot of killing, brother.
But it's there, right? It's there, right?
I just don't. I don't believe that's. It is there. You are correct, but that's a lot of killing. Hey, and I know one of my commandments is thou shalt not kill.
No, God said thou shalt not murder.
Well, he said that's not murder. You correct, and that is murder.
No, killing. You could be it could be somebody righteously put to death.
That's not righteous. So that's a righteous killing.
I just want, like what I told y'all. So y'all preach, y'all can offer the most holy bread of God, right?
That's not a righteous killing, brother. What I'm trying to say is, hold on. Let me go back. You're right, Jaju. I know what you're about to ask, but look, I'm just gonna do a history lesson right quick because I know my brothers and I love y'all, and I'm gonna dive off away from the Bible for a little second. I didn't want to do it, but if you know your history, I want you guys to go and do your history because y'all sound like very smart men. And I know y'all, what my brother said, he's a student, and he's a humble servant, and so we all try to be. If you know the history of this land, they talked about giants and different this and that. That just mean big men. And they talk about how these people, especially the natives over here, they got stories and ancient tales that you can ask any Aboriginal person of the Americas that they tell this tale. They tell it. They've been telling it since we've been over there. About this great man that they used to steal their kids and go in the cave. I forgot what they call him. It's the great white something they called him. And he used to eat kids. And he used to make them sacrifice animals and stuff like that because he liked the smell of it. He liked the smell of the burnt flesh. So they had got tired of doing this. And they got together and they went and they trapped these beings inside this cave and set the cave on fire. Now, people looked at this as being a myth. For centuries. And this is why I talk about the awakening, and we talk about the awakening of our understanding. Over the last 5 years, I've been seeing that people haven't looked at this as no myth because they're really diving into it and found out that the stories stand and they hold water, meaning that they just weren't making no fables up. This is truly what happened, passed down generations. You can only go by what's passed down by generations because, as we've been stating earlier about how the Torah was first orally spoken, that's why you had to learn it before you read it. So in telling that story, when you go back and we read the Bible and you see stories of that and understand those type things was going on, I don't want us to always look at the Bible and be like, well, that's the God that we served that's asking for those type things. Because when you read in the beginning, he's telling you specifically not to do certain things. And that's why I confuse people when they read the Bible. They like, it's all fake, throw it away. It's all contradictory. But it's not contradictory if you understand that there are many angels. There are many fallen. There are many that tried to become holy and become the Most High, as I listened to you guys' podcast from earlier about the morning stars. So there was many fallen morning stars, many Lucifers, many Satans that tried to portray and act like they were the Most High. The Most High being the one that sits above all the angels, all of the ones that come down. So a lot of this stuff, when we read in this book, man, you got to know in your spirit, it's not asking you really to do that. That's why they give you the example of Abraham bringing his son to the altar to slaughter his child, because many people was doing it at that time. But God was like, man, I didn't want you to kill your firstborn. What will make you think that? Like God told him this, like, don't kill him. Who told you that? And he was like, I thought I was doing the right thing. Like, hell no, man. I don't want you to slaughter your firstborn.
I didn't read nothing about killing a human being, though.
No. I'm talking about the example because at the time, in that time, people were doing that. And God had to show him, like, no, I don't want you to kill your firstborn. When I mean sacrifice your firstborn to me, I don't mean slaughter him. I'm talking about sacrifice him spiritually. Like, give him over to me. Make sure that he honors everything that you do because I've put it in you. You make sure he does that. If you none of your other children do it, you make sure he respects and honors me. That's the sacrifice. So when we go back and we read all these stories, man, we got to know in our spirit, it's not telling you to go down there and slaughter no cow and splatter no blood on no, that's not what it wants you to do. And the New Testament is trying to convey that, be it right, wrong, fictional, or whatever. It's trying to convey that message. Now, I don't take it all literally. Ain't no Matthew and Luke was in that time. We all know that. I mean, they have biblical names for them, but we don't even want to call their names because they're not saying Ezekiel and all that. Well, that's fine too. But the history let us know that they had evil people at that time. That's the whole book about Adam and Eve being in the garden. They telling you that the serpent was the deceiver, but you know in your heart the serpent couldn't have been a deceiver. The serpent is what gave Adam his eyes to open and Eve her eyes to open. The serpent was the dragon, the all-wise one, the wisdom. So we know these things. So when we go back and we read the book, we can take everything literally, but with an open mind, literally. That's what we talk about the spirit. It has to be an open spirit mind. So we're not never disagreeing with our brothers because we agree with you. Does it say that? Yes, it does. Now, sit in this God that's in you. What does that telling you to do? Is it telling you to sacrifice your first? It's not telling you to do that. Is it telling you to wait for some man to come out the cloud? It's not telling you to do that. What is it telling you to do? Like y'all say, we don't even believe in the New Testament. So what is it telling you to do to bring your people to a new land? Does the Old Testament give you specifics to a certain thing to do? Not really.
Yes, it do. Yes,
and what book?
And all through it. I got scripture where it tells you to flee from the north. The Most High says in Ezekiel 11 tells you about he was going to be a God in light, like a sanctuary to guide us from the north and back into the land that he promised to Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob.
Well, that's why I keep asking
is
you.
Is that in our land now, or is that in Babylon? Is that over in the land, or is that here?
No, check this out. This is what I'm saying. Where's the land that the Most High promised Israel?
Between Pakistan and Israel.
I know. Where's the land?
Ethiopia.
Right.
Where's the land that the Most High promised Abraham?
The land of Canaan.
Okay. Where's Canaan?
Right Jerusalem-ish. They can't really give us a name. They don't know. They don't even want to give it to us. But it's in that area.
So the
Pakistan.
thing is, we know we have to go back to the land in order for us to be in the land where the Most High promised us, right? Because right now we in captivity. If you read Michael 2:10, the Most High says, he said, arise and depart, for this is not your place of rest, for this land is polluted. You see what I'm saying? So this is not our place of rest at all.
I know, but okay, we right. For brother, what I'm saying is, do we first come out of that spiritually, or do we just flee?
Come out of spiritual.
So the first step is to be.
I got to do something. Just go and talk to him like that. Still one of y'all.
Yeah, we're about to get off. But what I'm saying is the first thing is going to be a spiritual awakening. Then you're going to make the move. But without that, that's why I think I listened to the podcast earlier. Yazoo mentioned we giving back the spoils that we need to leave. Because right now we have some people going over there to Pakistan and they slaughtering our brothers and sisters over there.
Don't you think we being tried?
Oh, we've been tried too long. This is the year of the coming out. Right. Don't worry, it's gonna be a couple months. Something about to happen. I don't want to say guarantee because I don't want to sound like I'm enthusiastic. But man, prophecy wise, something will happen very soon. So, and that being the case, the Most High can only. I don't like to say the Most High. Our universal God will be shown. Because it can become to a point how the Africans, our brothers and sisters over there say, that something will happen that only we are able to live here. I believe that more than anything. But that being said, y'all, you go ahead.
Now, I was just gonna say, man. You know, I know we closing, and I just want y'all brothers to understand one thing, man. You know, if we ain't preached, just know God is a voice. If you continue to try to search for God in this book and not understand this is just the basics, because even in Isaiah, he said he had unclean lips. He said, woe is me for my unclean lips. So God is a living God. So if we gonna get a message about God, it gonna come from living beings. If we keep running to a book to discredit the spirit, I'm not saying discredit people who saying the Bible false or they don't believe in prophecy or they don't believe in God or everything hocus pocus. I'm not talking about those people. I'm talking about the people who really have the spirit to interpret anything in this book. If we keep rejecting it because of a book, that's going to be a lot of brothers' condemnation. That's why many are called, few are chosen. Many people are being called by now, but the Bible is not calling us. The voice is calling.
I'm a God of the living, not the dead.
So the book can't speak?
No. The book can't speak over the ones God has chosen to speak.
Let me ask a question, right? And this is what I want to understand, right? Now, in order for us to know to keep the law, how can we go by keeping the law if we don't have the book?
Brother, this is what I'm trying to ask you about the law. You keep the law every day. You fellowshipping with your brother now. But if we go right now to Israel, we can't go by the same laws of washing your sheets. We got washing machines now. Women have what I'm getting at is we will make a new law under the same understanding, but it won't be specifically the same law that was written because we have new ways to move. But the spiritual law that's inside you to not kill your mother, to honor your brother and your father, to cherish this and the understanding that's going to be with you. That's because that's what's going to make you move. But you're not going to follow all 613 of this. 612.
No, can I say this? How do you know how to treat your brother without the law? Because the Most High tells us that we're born in sin, right? So the thing is, we was without the law for many of years, right? Many of years. Like you said, we just coming up and waking up to knowing who we are and knowing the truth. You see what I'm saying? So my question is, the law is written in Torah, in the book, where he says, seek ye out the book and none shall fail. That's Isaiah 34:16 all day. In order for you to know the law, you got to study the law. And when you read Psalms, right? Have you ever read Psalms 119?
I have.
Yeah, man, we read that all, brother, man.
He tells you once you come to knowing the law, he said that you will come with your whole heart. You see what I'm saying?
But see what I'm saying is you're gonna embody that. You'll embody that anyway. Do you have a brother like your mother's child or your dad's child?
Yeah.
Did somebody tell you how to love your brother? From birth, you knew that was your brother. You knew how to play with him, how not to hurt him. You wanted to make sure he was protected. He wanted to make sure you
told me y'all stop fighting.
That's to make sure y'all didn't, I'm gonna say kill each other, but to make sure y'all didn't harm each other. But in your heart, you really don't want to push your brother over the cliff. Now you might want to push him down, but you don't want to push him in front of a car. Not if y'all grew up together, so you don't want to hurt your brother. You sure don't want to hurt your mom because she takes care of you. You don't want to hurt your dad because he's your protector. So, and you come into a land where everybody looks at everybody as that are cousins because we have to be with the opposite sex to procreate. You're not going to feel that I need to hurt my brother or harm my brother. You're going to love your brother as you love yourself and love your neighbor. Then all the rest of the commandments, and that's why I didn't want to bring up the New Testament, because what I just said, I paraphrased it, that's in the New Testament. But what I'm saying is like all the rest of them going to fall into place. Now all your dietary and who to kill and how to worship God, we worshiping the Father now. We coming together. This is church. There's a group of men that came together, a group of believers and understanders, Christ, anointed, and we worshiping right now. The people that's watching this alive, you have brought millions of people with the capability of understanding above your understanding.
Hey, hold on. This way you get it wrong for above yours, and you talking about Christ. We don't rock with Christ, man. We don't.
Hey,
bro, I didn't mean Christ. I meant the anointed.
Okay,
I
gotta go.
I use Christ for a word, but I meant the anointed of the Spirit.
Is Christ a Greek word?
Yes, Christ is a Greek
Everything in
word.
this book a Greek word.
Okay.
Right. Greek is
Every
king.
word in this book a Greek word. Hey, my brother, it's 12 o'clock, man. Like I said, we can do this. But y'all, hey, man, like I said, we know who we are. You know, we gave y'all information. You know, if you don't eat it, brothers, you know, we can do this all the time, man. This can go on and on and on. You know, I know. Like I said, if you're not gonna tell me you a priest, you're not gonna tell me you a high priest, you're not gonna tell me you anointed, you're not gonna tell me you have fulfilled the law, then I can't listen to you. But I'm telling you and my brothers that we have done these things.
If you can't listen to me, then ain't no sense us having even a dialogue.
Well, I'm talking about accepting, brother, because for you to not tell me you are a priest.
That's what you're talking about.
No, you're not. That's why I keep asking you. All you priests, you say you're not really a priest. You can't. You're not a. So if you're not a teacher, why would you try to teach me? Now I can see you saying, "Well, brother, why do you say this? Or why this? Or why this?" But then you turn around and say, "I don't know what I'm talking about," and then you turn around and try to teach me, but you didn't tell me who you were to teach me. That's out of line right there. At least a pastor let you know he a pastor.
Bro,
you know, and I can have
you talking about me, right?
No, I'm talking about anybody who's speaking on behalf of the Father. Now a lot of it might have to do with you because you fit this hat that I'm talking about. But I'm not literally talking. I'm talking because, man, I talk to a lot of people, brother. I'm not. I talk to a lot of people.
Yeah.
I do videos every day.
That's good.
So when I'm talking broad. Like a lot of people is talking, but is you Moses? Because God say, shit, the way he raised up Moses, you're gonna raise somebody else up.
He said that was talking about Joshua
Even if it was talking about Joshua, he don't change. So if he raised Joshua up, then he's gonna raise somebody else up.
We know, yeah, but I know what you're saying, but I'm saying in that text right there.
Oh yeah, I got you. Yeah, okay, I got you. You told me that. But he don't change, so he gonna always raise somebody up. So that's the person we gotta listen to. They had to listen to Moses.
Hold on, y'all. That's the question I'm asking.
Yeah, so now you gotta listen to the one that God raised up.
Okay, when the Most High raised ones up in the past, was Israel together when and were they shown that this was the guy that was raised up? I mean, he was rejected. What are you talking about?
Here we go again.
No. What I'm saying, eventually, that's why I was asking y'all about timeline. Eventually, they were shown that person. Like everybody didn't believe in Moses when Moses started. Nobody believed in David.
If Moses was rejected, why did the Most High let him see the land?
No, not by God. We're talking about by Israel, by people. Not by God. Yeah, God didn't reject Moses.
Okay, yeah, that's okay. Yeah.
Right. God didn't reject him. The people rejected him.
Oh, yeah, the people.
Yeah. No, we're not saying God rejected Moses.
Okay, that's what I was.
Yeah.
That's what I. Okay.
Yeah, it's way past my bedtime, bro.
You go to sleep, bro. Man, I appreciate you, brothers, though, man. This was nice. We try to get these together a lot. So, like y'all just said, man, he do this all the time, man. Y'all feel free to come on in his platform as well. I think I seen you guys before. Do y'all sit at a desk in somebody's house? RTR?
Nah, this me. This me. I kick it like this. I got two platforms. I do this up on. I got another one called Resurrection and Remnant. And this platform right here. The other one I just go through laws and testimonies. You know what I'm saying? That's just basically for the lessons. And this one right here, we just do dialogue. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So anybody wants to come on this platform and sit back and chill and chop it up, you know what I'm saying? It's all good. You know what I'm saying?
All praises, man.
I got a page called Columbus Hebrew. You know, I got videos that from like 7 years ago on there.
7 years?
Yeah.
Oh, so you've been at this for a while too?
Well, yeah, I'm still learning.
Now you're not learning. You're not one of my Hebrew people trying to learn Hebrew and all that, are you?
Nah.
Okay.
All I'm
Because they
trying to
swear that's the
do
truth.
is learn as much as I can.
Okay. They Hebrews and they got haircuts like mine. Like you can't be a Hebrew with a haircut like mine. Speaking anyway. Well, man, I appreciate you guys. I hope we help enlighten anything, like a spark. I hope everything we said wasn't confrontational. I hope some stuff helped your soul, gave you some kind of peace. I know some things y'all said helped me in my walk and my journey. And just peace be unto everybody, man. I just, this was a good little thing. Y'all Jew.
Shalom to you, bro.
Brother man.
Shalom.
Shalom.
Peace, y'all.
And peace. Peace.